morning, everyone. Welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound. I'm your host, Sean, and today we're going to continue on the summer-long tradition of discussing errors and varieties. And we have a really good one for you today because, well, machine doubling isn't what people typically, refer to a coin as being a legitimate variety. Machine doubling coins have been around for ages, going all the way back to the 18th century. These things are found on many coins, okay, and affect many coins in different ways. Machine doubling in a sense is a byproduct of the breakdown of the dies, okay. Some people call it deteriorated die doubling, which we'll cover also in there. Machine doubling is simply, in the most generic kind of way of explaining it, is die hop or die jiggle as the coin's being minted. Okay, now consider the automobile that you drive today. Okay, at one point it was new. You drive it, you put some miles on it, you begin to get that annoying little rattle here, a little squeak there, things just begin to show its age on your automobile that you bought 12 months ago or 2 years ago. So that's much like the minting presses. Okay, these things, are subjected to wear and tear as millions of coins are being produced off of the same press. All right, you can imagine all of the various little bits and parts and little screws and bolts and everything like that loosening up. Okay, much in the same way as the dies. Okay, the dies can strike, many hundreds of thousands of coins before any sort of attention is needed to repair that machine or repair those dies. So to give you a little bit of an idea of what is a real double die, okay, I'm going to use an example, and it's going to be, you're going to see it. This 2015 Lincoln cent is a traditional real deal doubled die. Now, the reason why I'm showing you a newer coin is because we are more immersed on the newer coins as they come out. All right, this is a Philadelphia minted example that you see here. But the interesting part is the way that you could tell that this is a real double die. Okay, number one, the U.S. Mint employs what they call a single squeeze process of the strike of these coins. It makes it easier. They could crank out more coins, but the doubling on these coins aren't nearly as robust as, say, the 1972 or the 69S. Okay, gone are the days when doubled dies will ever look like that. So in this case of this 2015, you can actually see the notching. You could see the actual stretching of the numbers in the date, okay, which play a huge role in determining that this is in fact a true doubled die. Okay, with machine doubling, I always tell people, look for the stair steps. Okay, you're gonna have the shelf-like doubling features. All right, it's not going to be stretched. You're actually going to lose some of the actual shape of the devices. Okay, because with the die hop jiggle, as these coins are being ejected or struck, all right, the die actually shifts there, in turn kind of like shrinking the devices by damaging it with the just a mere shift of one die or the other. All right, so this 2015 that you saw, is the true blue example in the single squeeze era. As we take a look at the next two images, okay, the first one that you see here, oh, by the way, the 2015 is a confirmed eBay sale within the last couple weeks of $20. Pretty nice. Check out this Lincoln doubled profile. Now this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a machine doubled coin. As you could tell, you could see the shelf-like doubling, which is, think of it as the stairs that you use to go up and down, from the first floor to the second floor. All right. So this right here, you could see the offset and the shrinkage of Abraham Lincoln's profile. Okay, actually got a little bit smaller because of the die shift as it's being struck and then subsequently ejected into the hopper as a completed mint product. And then finally, we have this 1989D. Okay, you don't see doubled die, like true blue double die coins on Denver minted, coins in general. Okay, they have great quality control. They're not a lot of fun to play around with in terms of collectability because there's just not a whole lot out there in the Denver minted coins. This example right here is a deteriorated doubled die. Okay, you can actually see the secondary impression of the 8 and 9 in the date that looks and appears like it could be a doubled die. On the other hand, if you took a look at some of the other devices, the mint mark, you'll see the copper plating split away from the mint mark, and that's just another diagnostic to the deterioration of the die. Okay, they have to work harder to mint the impressions of the designs on that blank. All right, and because of the extra pressure, it does more irreparable damage, and that's why you see that split apart of the copper plating from the coin. All right. So a great friend of the channel, as always, Scott Holliday, had sent 4 exquisite examples of machine doubling, die deterioration doubling, and we're going to get under the microscope. We haven't done a microscope video in quite a while, but we're going to take a look at these coins. Okay, so they're all pretty much mint state. This first one right here has got a little bit more brown, but you're going to be able to see the shelf doubling attributes of these coins. Now, why is this important? Well, the 2 last coins I showed you, the doubled profile Lincoln, sold for $10 on eBay. Okay, 10 years ago, these coins were worthless. The other 1989D sold for $17. Okay, so there is this kind of like collector base that's looking for machine doubled examples, and they're paying pretty good money for coins that traditionally, no one would even cross the street to even see. So we're going to take a look at these 4 examples so that way you get a better idea of what to look for as you're searching these. And as always, you want to have a good magnifier in hand. Okay, there's no need to have any fancy USB microscope. You don't need to look at these things at 50 times power or 100 times power. These are easily identifiable at 10 times power and under. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and enjoy. All right, so here's the first example, and this is what I would consider to be by far and away one of the best examples of machine doubling that you'll ever see on a coin. All right, and this one is a 1968S, and there's actually some of that shelf doubling on not only the obverse, but the reverse of the coin too. So you want to keep in mind on coins that are otherwise real doubled dies, you will not get any sort of doubling on the mint mark. Okay, this one has that shelfy looking attribute on not only the date but also the mint mark. See that squashed appearance of the S right there, just to the south, and the mint mark, the actual real mint mark, looks smaller because with machine doubling, when that die kind of shifts upon strike, will actually smash the relief, okay, these details up a little bit, so that way they're not a full size actual date or mint mark. So everything is shrunken down. But as you can see on the 9, especially the 6, all right, see that shelf looking appearance of the doubling there. Let me go ahead and rotate it a little bit here and see if, there you go. Check that out. Under the 8, under the 6, the mint mark, the 9 to an extent. All right, this is all shelf doubling. Okay, it looks like, if you were to bake cookies and you were using a cookie cutter, and that first initial squash, you get some of that extra dough that smashes out to the side. That's kind of what, in the most rudimentary of kind of like ways to describe this is exactly machine doubling. If you have kids that play Play-Doh and they like to make shapes and they sit there and squash it, and they make this, kind of like mold, you always have that extra bit that gets smashed up super thin on the table. That's what this is, okay? This is a coin that people are paying like 10, 20 bucks for, guys. All right, in all conditions, not only brilliant uncirculated mint state type examples, but all coins. It's kind of crazy. So that's that 68. There is another 68 here. This one has some doubling on Lincoln's face and tie. Ooh, look at that. Okay, same thing. All right, it looks stupidly impressive. I'll be honest with you. Again, people are actually paying money for these coins that are not real doubled dies. But machine doubling, depending on the severity and kind of like, how mushed up some of these devices are, people love these things. And, this is a coin right here. I mean, take a look at Lincoln's chin right there. That smashed up piece right under his mouth. Right there. And the nose, too. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Forehead, top of the hair. Oh, my God. Look at Liberty. This coin is insane, Scott. You had to give me the best examples of machine doubling for everyone to see. I mean, it's nuts. This thing is crazy. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the prime example of machine doubling at its finest. Okay, and these coins exist out there, and while they're selling, it's a good way to pick up an extra maybe $10 to $50 off of coins like this. It's so crazy. It's a legit market, people. This is not a pretender series where I'm just talking out of my what. So here's a 72 doubling on Liberty. This one is kind of like on the more minor side. I mean, take a look at the L right there. That's deterioration doubling, where it affects maybe one or two letters of a certain device. The Mint was trying their hardest to repair a die, okay? There probably was a little bit of damage on Liberty. They tried to repair it, and then there you go. It looks like straight up garbage, but people eat these things up. More machine doubling. Take a look at that. The 7, the 2, the 9, everything's shrunken, but it has this stair-step shelf appearance of the doubling, which is so commonplace with these coins. Here's the good news, though. If you went through a $25 box of pennies, I would guarantee that you'll probably find anywhere from 10 to 20 machine doubled coins, ranging in all various states. So, some of you are asking, well, aside from key dates and wheat cents and all that stuff and repunch mint marks, where can I make money? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Machine doubled coins. Yeah, you can thank me later. And finally, we have a 1988. Okay, this is a copper-coated zincoid. You see some pretty nice die file lines. The machine doubling is on the reverse of this coin, but let's go ahead and take a quick little look at a die that has been worked on some more. Looks like someone took a Brillo pad to that die. Crazy. Not the best looking coin, but impressive nonetheless. There you go. See states right there? See that doubling? That's machine doubling, guys. Shelf-like doubling is what I call it, and what everybody else calls it as well. See the T in United, I, E, the left side of Lincoln Memorial. You can see that extra stair steppage of doubling. Yeah, even that, look at that, on cent also. Yeah, that's not real doubling, in case you guys are wondering. This is all machine doubled. The shelf-like appearance of the devices is a marquee giveaway of diagnostic feature on these that determine that. So there you go, machine doubling in a nutshell. Start finding these and make yourself a few dollars while they're still worth something. It's kind of crazy that these coins have the kind of market that they do, but with the high prices of some of the most well-recognized double dies, okay, people are looking for different avenues to collect, okay? deteriorated die doubling has certainly grown its kind of like small fan base, and then as collectors and roll hunters and pocket change treasure hunters, we could be the beneficiary of such. So I want to thank everyone for joining in. Scott Holiday, thank you, sir, for the wonderful contributions to the machine doubled error coin, factoid videos that I'm doing. I want to thank everyone for your, undying support and views. I appreciate everything. Stay tuned for these giveaways I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys have a wonderful day, and share and subscribe. Take care.